month, we are going to talk about the free oils for August 2020. Okay. Okay, now, what is Ghost Festival? How does it affect you? This month's oils, right? How can you use this month's oils to protect you by using certain protocols, right? And also the usage of the other oils like thieves, purification, and all that, okay? Now, what is Ghost Festival? For the month, I think the middle of this month to the middle of next month, it is Ghost Festival. And what happened is that a lot of the Chinese, they will start to celebrate or handle this Ghost Festival. So how does this Ghost Festival affects you in your daily life, right? Now, first of all, understand that everything is energy. Everything has vibration and everything has frequency. And that's why Gary Young, he is so obsessed with making sure that it's very, very high. That's why he finds it important to make sure.
Energy, vibration, not good. The frequency.
Now, what are ghosts and what are spirits and what are entities? Now, ghost, spirits, and entities, they are just sort of like, how do I put it? They are interdimensional entities. And what happened is that they are vibrating at a very low frequency. Now, those angels and masters, they vibrate at a much higher frequencies. So they attract. So when you are vibrating at a high frequency, you tend to be able to see those high frequency things like angels and saints and masters and all those things, right? Now, the ghosts and the spirit entities, they are actually vibrating at a very low frequency, like 25 megahertz, around that, right? And that's why a lot of the time when your relative, or people in your life, if they are dying, they will say, oh, I can see so-and-so, they are normally the dead relative. They say, oh, they are here because they are vibrating at that really, really low frequency. So, yeah. So essential oils, they actually contains very natural high frequency, any substance known to man, right? So when you apply the essential oil, straight away, your frequency actually goes up, so it is quite amazing. So constant usage of the oils will enable you to keep a very high frequency in your aura. Now, when we are vibrating at a very high frequency, we are actually energetically protected because this high frequency that we have around our body actually acts like a shield. When you have high frequency, it means that you are only attracting things from a high frequency, which are normally all the positive things. Right? So that's what it means by vibrating at high frequency. So when you actually use the oils put you always in this high frequency. Now, when you are vibrating at a low frequency, you have a very thin aura. When you have a very thin aura, what happens is that things are able to penetrate quite easily. So you become like a sponge, right? You absorb everything around you. Normally, all the negative energy, negative disease energy, and all the toxic energy. That's why it's very, very important to keep your aura very clean all the time. And and when you have a low frequency, it actually means that you actually have a very unhealthy aura. We call it unhealthy aura. So, you have this thing stuck there and you will be able to absorb all sorts of low frequency thing into your aura. And then you think it belongs to you, but actually they don't belong to you because when you have a low frequency, you're like a sponge, you sort of just absorb them. Now, let's talk about aura. What is aura? Aura is that is the electromagnetic field that is surrounding your body. Now that aura is very, very important because all of us have it. All living things have it, and the aura also it's where you will have it attached very near to your body. So what happened is that this aura, right? When you are whatever you experience in your life will always touch your energy body first, which is your aura, which is your electromagnetic field, right? It will always touch the aura first. And once you touch the aura, you will start to feel things, right? You will start to say things like, oh, I feel that I think I'm coming up with a cold. Then because it has already reached your aura before it reaches the physical body. So then you will say, okay, you know, I can feel I'm coming up with a cold. I think I should take some vitamin C and things like that. So you strengthen your physical body so it doesn't affect you. So your aura is very important. It's very feeling. Or if you feel danger, right? If you go out and you feel, oh, you know, I feel that there is a danger around. That's your aura actually feeling that danger before it reaches the physical body. So, you know, so the aura is like a detector. So it's like a shield around you. So it feels things and it detects things before it reaches the physical body. So the aura is what we call a first line of defense, because it lets us know if something is not right, if something is going to go wrong. So some of us, we say, oh, we have a gut feeling that this is happening or something like that. So the aura is very, very important. So if you keep your aura clean, your aura healthy, your aura big, it is able to do the work it's supposed to do. So the aura is very important to use it to shield yourself, you know, because negative energy do drag you down. That's why you feel more and more tired. Now, when your energy field is very strong, you are considered very healthy and very vibrant, right? Looking at this picture, so the energy body is very rounded, it is very even, and it's normally very colorful. So for a healer who can see, they can see, oh, you have a strong aura, right? And when you walk into the room, people will know, oh, she's here, and they feel very happy because you actually light up a room because your aura is so big. It's like full of positive energy, and sometimes people do sit in your aura, right? And then you have this, and then you are giving out this positive energy. So having a very strong, vibrant aura or energy field around you is extremely important. Now, when your aura is unhealthy, right, it means that it is very thick. If you can actually see it, some people, they can see it. It's very thick, it's very, very gray, it's very thin, you know, not like this picture is a bit big, but actually it's very thin near to your body. It's sort of dark and gray. And sometimes you will find holes in it. So there's depletion as well, right, in certain area. So if you're able to look at a person's aura and you find that there's a depletion on the shoulder, then you know that the person has got a shoulder ache, right? So people who can see aura can actually see what's wrong with your physical body as well. And in some areas, it's sort of very spiky. And if you touch it and if you can feel it, you can feel that it's very, very spiky. And normally this person who has this kind of aura, unhealthy aura, they are very depressed. They are grieving. They think it's the end of the world. Everything is going to be bad. Nothing good is going to happen, right? So normally they will have this kind of feelings. And people who take drugs, people who are alcoholic, people who smokes a lot, they actually, in their aura, they actually have holes in it. And they actually starts to have elementals living in the aura. So because this unhealthy aura has attracted the elementals into their energy system. Okay, so what happened is that when your aura is very thin, right, it is very easy for you to attract very negative people in your life all the time. And people just come to you. But when your aura is healthy, right, you attract all positive people and you become a source of energy for people. When you're like, you know, when your aura is healthy like that, right, you become a source of energy for people. So when you go and visit your parents who are weak or sickly, what happens is that you're actually feeding them energy from your aura. Sometimes you go away and you don't feel tired at all because you have so much of it. But sometimes you feel tired. If you feel tired, then your energy is depleted. You know, there are many times when you go to a function or you meet certain people and then you will say, you know, every time I meet that person, I come home and I feel very tired because the person is actually taking energy from you. That's why, you know, your aura becomes very depleted. So it's very important to use, you know, to have a strong aura. And essential oils actually do help you in getting that very strong aura. Now, so looking at this slide, right, if you see unhealthy aura actually attracts, you know, negative people. Psychic vampire means people who are very low in frequency. So when they come across you, they actually take energy from you. So we call that psychic vampire. You know, people who complain all the time. And sometimes people who complain all the time always come to you because they always say, oh, after I talk to you, I feel good, because they actually take energy from you. And when you have a dirty aura like that, that means your frequency is very low. So when the frequency is low, you tend to attract items with very low frequency, like elementals or you know, things that are, you know, I won't say the ghosts or anything, but it's easier for you to attract them because, you know, low frequency attracts low frequency, right? Now, this month, we are only going to concentrate on actually the oils that are free. I mean, there are many other oils we can use, like, you know, even things like Three Wise Men and things like that. But we'll concentrate on the free oils this month. Now, there are certain oils, like these 3 oils we're getting this month, which is the Northern Lights, the Palo Santo, and the White Angelica. These oils are actually very high vibrational oils. In fact, the Northern Light is, we don't really know, I think it's over 500. And it helps you to repel certain energies. Because they are vibrating at such high frequency, they tend to repel energies that are very, very low, because, you know, it's very high energy oil, right? But because of that, it also strengthens your own mindset and your emotions and your habits as well. Because like I said earlier, when you have a very low frequency, attract negative things, right? Then it really affects you. But when you keep your energy body very high, so it strengthens the way you think, it strengthens your emotion, it strengthens your habit, and it attracts all the positive things in your mind. And, you know, you are able to learn things, move forward, okay? Now, of course, when you use any oils, right? To be really effective in using the oils is to actually give the oils an intention. The oil is a living thing, right? The oil is very powerful. It's got intelligence, it's got consciousness. So what happens is that you have to you use the oils to clear your negative worry, you know, all your disease energy thoughts, right? And then you remember this, anything that you're not in control of, you cannot change. So a lot of us try to change another person, right? We cannot do that because it's not in our control. So we can only change what we own, what belongs to us. So we have to focus on the things that we can control. And then you use the oil to put it on your hand. And what you do is that you energize it 3 times, you breathe it in, and you tell the oils exactly what you want it to do. So you focus on what your desired outcome is that you want out of the oils. So for example, here I put down, I choose to positively change the energy around me to create more abundance, right? And, you know, more abundance, more loving energy, more high vibration. So you tell the oils what it do, and then it becomes more effective on what you want. Like if you want use the word Angelica, then you use it and you say, you know, please, you know, make a strong shield around me to protect me from negative disease energy coming from all areas, right? So what you can do is you can actually tell the oil what to do. So now, Palo Santo is it's actually native to, I think, Ecuador, Mexico, and Peru. It is actually a very, very, it's a spiritual oil. And what happened is that for many centuries, for a long time ago, they actually used this particular oil in magical rituals for centuries. What they do is that they will use the Palo Santo wood, right? And they will just burn it, and then they use it like a smudge, and they just go around the house, cleaning the energy center of the house, clearing the space of the house. And it's been known to shamans and healers, you know, traditionally to work with or to negate all the negative energy. So it's a very, very good oil for actually clearing space like your house. So we should use it once in a while to clean the energy space in a house. And of course, it's especially good for all the dark areas in your living areas. Like you can always make a spray and then spray it in all the dark corners, right? And because this oil is also a very high frequency, and because of its high frequency, it removes all the negative energies, right? And of course, if you remove the negative energy, you bring in the positive energy, and thus you can say that it brings you good luck because of the high frequency. So, you know, like I say, for centuries, it's been used to a tool for banishing entities. Yeah. So very, very good oil. I think we should all have this in our house. Now, the next oil is actually the white angelica. Now, white angelica, during the ancient time, they combined these oils just to enhance the body aura, because the people understand that the stronger and the healthier your aura is, the more protected you are of negative disease energy. So what happened is that when you use the oils around you, if you're very sensitive, you can actually feel that you are in a bubble, as if you are in a shield, right? You're in a bubble. And many people, even before, they use this combination as a protection against negative energy. Again, like I say, negative energy simply means that if your vibration is very high, then it does not attract the negative energy. It actually expels it out of your body system, and then it attracts the positive energy. So white angelica is such an oil. Now, like I said earlier, you know, the oils, I put down as many of the usage as possible so that you can refer to it. So white angelica, the basic things that it does, right? The basic job that the white angel does is to increase your aura. So this is also very good for people who are dealing with people all day. It's also very good for people who go to work, right? Because, you know, especially nowadays with the COVID-19, there's a lot of very low frequency energy. People are frightened. There's a lot of fear. And we do not want that in our system, because if we take in fear into our system, then we start to have fear, and then our energy will start spiraling down. So what happened is that what you do in the morning is that you will use the white angelica, right? Put it on your hand, and then, you know, tell it what you want it to do. And then just rub it all over your aura, on your whole body area, and then finish with this one. So what you've actually done is that you've actually put your aura in an extremely high frequency, and then it acts like a shield. So if you're very sensitive, you actually feel that you're in a bubble, right? So what it does is it increases the strength, and it makes your aura bigger, so that, you know, it becomes like you're wearing this energy body, and, you know, negative things come in, it just bounces off. And then when that happens, what happens is that you will say, "Ooh, what's wrong with that person? Why is he so upset?" Right? It doesn't actually affect you emotionally. So that's why it says here, it gives you a sense of, you know, you feel very, you feel protected, and you feel very strong, right? Okay, and you feel very whole. And this is actually very good also for students. What happened was that when my daughter was in school, high school, right? She was actually experiencing a lot of, you know, like negative energy from a lot of other students that were very mean. So sometimes she would come home and cry. So what I do is I give her a bottle, and I teach her how to apply it on her whole body. And then I told her, look, you know, lunchtime, you just do another layer. And, you know, after that, she feels that whatever the mean people say, it didn't affect her, and she became balanced again. But of course, you can also use like harmony to balance it by applying it on your solar plexus, which is just below the breast. It's around here, yeah, around this area. So you give it a sense of balance, because, you know, when you apply it on here, the solar plexus, it sort of, you know, the oil goes up and the oils go down, and it balances all your energy center. But white angelica is a really good oil if you tend, or you're very prone to feeling affected by other people, what we call sensitive, right? It's a very, very good oil. And like here it says, you know, your negative energy, it neutralizes it, and then it gives you this protective shield, right? This, you know, this thing. I think when I first started, and then Bob was using it, and he found that it was very effective. And the day that he didn't use it, he could actually feel the difference. So, you know, this is a good oil. Now, apart from all this quality, right? Because it's vibrating at a high frequency, it actually keeps you very calm, and it settles your nerve, right? And especially for people who are in very high stress related job. Now, this is actually a very good oil for that. Okay, so, you know, people who had grief, so once you've given them oils to help them with their grief and stuff like that, you can use this to sort of wipe down, giving them like an ICU, you know, a protection, so that they are not bombarded with more negative energy. Yeah. Okay. The next one is I have put a lot here. I put 2 slides on it because the Northern Lights are actually a very amazing oil. Later on, Carlton will, give you a little bit story about this one. Now, what happened to this oil is actually, it's a very grounding and stabilizing oil. Now, all oils that come from a big tree, right? Any oils that come from a big tree, they are always very grounding oils. So they are for people who are, very flighty, people who don't seem to be grounded, so or very connected to the physical life. This is a very good oil, and actually all the big tree oils are good. So what you do is that you just apply this here, on the base here, which is the basic chakra. That's the first energy center to be formed. That center is a center that gives you a sense of wanting to be alive, a sense of survival. It's a survival instinct center. So, it is a very grounding and stabilized people. For people who are, grieving, people who are very upset, people who seems to be, suicidal, things like that. Yeah, you apply it over on the basic chakra and it actually balances the person, right? So this is especially good for people who are actually going through any crisis, shock, or trauma. Because when you experience a trauma, part of your energy just splintered off from you. So, the energy just splintered, and then you have this emotional disruption in your body, right? In a healer's form, we call it soul fragmentation. Part of it just went pop out of you. So this is a very good oil, and I think I think a lot of healers, they use this oil to sort of bring back the person to where they are now. Because this oil comes from a very, very cold place, even though it is so cold, it's minus, it actually maintain evergreen all year round. It's just like that. It's just evergreen. So it's a very, very strong oil. So this oil actually teaches how to regulate energy by listening to our body rhythm and our body, what it needs, right? So it is a really good oil. Like over here, it says that it allows you because of the high, this oil, I think it's over 500 megahertz. We don't exactly know the exact, but it's the highest oil. Higher more than it's even higher than the rose itself, because the rose is only about 300 something right now. So what happened to this oil is that because it's such a high frequency, it puts you in that high frequency, right? So you're able to feel that I can do anything, right? I can reach for the sky, and then you sort of say that it supports, what it says, it supports your potential. It also balances your energy centers for you, right? And helps people, especially people with extreme moods, like people who are grieving, people who are upset, things like that. And also very good if you're tired, because sometimes you're tired because people are taking energy from you. Now, apart from the spiritual sense, Northern Lights is also very calming and very grounding. It also supports healthy skin. You can use it for that. But then, Michelle teaches how to use skin oils, healthy skin oils from a lot of other oils as well. Now, this one, if you like here, if you put it on a massage, it actually relieves you. It relieves you because it brings you to a high frequency. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pass it to Carlton, and he's going to tell you a little bit about this Northern Lights. Carlton?
Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Northern Lights. I'm not going to go too deep into it. This story is really common if you've learned raindrop technique. If you learn the raindrop technique, this story is really common in the raindrop technique. So I'm going to show you and tell you what it is. So this story starts off with the Lakota Indians. It is a Native American tribe. It's also called a clan. Before the border of Canada and the US were closed, they were used to go up to the Aurora Borealis. In Latin, it really means Northern Lights. In Latin, it means Northern Lights. And they would stand under the Aurora Borealis, and they would feel the energy, and the energy of the Northern Lights will flow right back down to the spine and right back down to the feet, and it will go right back up to the spine. And just a little bit about raindrop. I'm not going to tell you a lot. There will be a person right behind the person that will be breathing in the energy, stroking the spine with a feather, but we use our fingertips. So that is one of the stories of Northern Lights. Is if you've learned raindrop, I think it's a really common story. So I will hand it over to my mom, where she will be talking to you.
Finish? Okay.
Talking to you about the usage and the protocols of the aura. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, so now we're going to look into protocols, right? Thank you, Carlton. That was very good. Okay, now what we need to do is that this is not just for the ghost month. This is for once in a while you need to do this, okay? Now, to clean the energy in the room, what you need, space clearing in the room and also in your house or in your office, whatever, you put in the diffuser, 4 drops of Northern Lights, okay? And 4 drops of Palo Santo. Then you put in a diffuser and you diffuse it and you let it run. The frequency is so high, it will just clear the space for you. When we travel, normally when we check into a hotel, that's the first thing I do. I would diffuse this because I do not know what energy the last tenant has actually left in the room. And I don't want to be sleeping around that kind of energy, right? So what I do is that this is the first thing I would do, and then we go out, and then when I come back, I diffuse these, but I will do this one first. So this is what you can do. You can have 4 drops of Northern Lights and 4 drops of Palo Santo, and you diffuse the house. So during the month of Ghost Festival, it may be good to keep your house in a high frequency. Now, the other thing you can also do is that using the same thing, 4 drops of Northern Lights and 4 drops of Palo Santo, you can put it in a 30 ml bottle. And what you do is that you either use witch hazel, or you use vodka, or you use distilled water with a pinch of salt. So you have this mixture of very high frequency smudge or spray, right? And so once in a while you can spray it around your body. If you don't feel good, then you just spray it and put your aura in a high frequency. What I also do is that I also carry it with me when I travel. So sometimes when Bob and the kids are asleep, I spray on them. So I cover them with this, high frequency, so that, for me, I feel safer this way. Yeah. So this is one of the things. Now, the other thing also is that if you feel that your energy has been compromised in some way, you can actually take a salt bath with purification, because purification also contains some of the oils inside that's very good for cleansing and for releasing. So if you come from work and you feel that, you don't feel good, you have a lot of toxic energy in your body. So to reset your energy, you can take a salt bath. Just put Epsom salt and purification EO. Now, the other thing also at the end of the day, when you come home, you can also clean your energy body by using the Palo Santo or the Northern Lights. What you do is that you will put it on your hand, right? And then you just say, you energize and you tell the oils that you would like it to help you clean your energy body. So what you do is you take this, right? And then from the bottom here, I don't know if you can see me. Okay, from the bottom here, because this is your first chakra, you just use the oils and you move up, 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 because these are all your energy centers coming up. Move up, 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 over your head, and then let it go. So you just clean it every night. So what you do is that you remove all the negative energies that you've collected during the day, and also you cut the cords from the people who are sucking from you. You can also sort of, put the oil and then, the cords, and you just go like this and say, I'm cutting all cords and connection to all negativity or unauthorized, unauthorized connection. Then you just let it go. You will find that if you do it every night, you actually can sleep better, because you're going to sleep with your own energy and not energy that you've collected from other people.
She's asking whether, is there any EO that we can spray to avoid bringing the negative energy back home after we are back from outside?
Any oil to spray on body after come from outside to, yes, you can. Yeah, it's the same thing. You can also use, do that. The Palo Santo and the Northern Lights, you can use that, or any high energy oil. Actually, even frankincense will help. So what you do is do a spray and you spray it. But like I said, before you leave the house, use the white angelica to have a protection shield. Carry the spray with you. Yeah. So, that would be good. Okay, the other thing also is that if you do not want to have bad energies coming into the house, then make sure that you diffuse that in your house quite regularly. You know, once a week, twice a week, you know, just diffuse it so that you will keep the energy of the house always at a high frequency. When the energy of the house it's at a high frequency, the house is a living thing, right? So the house will have a good aura. And what will happen is that the house will then start attracting positive things. That's why you know, the abundance oil is so good to diffuse and to make a spray, to spray in all the dark corners, because the abundance oil is very high frequency as well. But the abundant oil is formulated to the frequency of attracting opportunities, which is a little bit different, right? So opportunities means that it's at the frequency of that. But you know, like all the oils, like I said, it doesn't do the work for you. You know, you still need to do the work. So when you do the abundance oil, you attract the opportunities, you still need to go out and, you know, put into action. Yeah. So yeah, abundance equals opportunity, correct, Mei Ling? Yeah. Okay. So remember, when you come to the house, the best thing is before you sleep, you need to cut cords actually. You know, a lot of people, they don't do it, and that's why they cannot sleep, because if you go out and you have met with very low frequency people or low energy people, do you know they continue to suck from you? They do, you know, because in this inner world, that's what happens. So, you know, you need to come home and you need to sort of just say, you know, just cut, use the oils and just cut, and then say, you know, I am disconnecting all unauthorized cord, any energy that is being sucked off of my body system. You just do that. Okay. And then the other thing also is that, you know, to use the high frequency oils to, you know, remember I told you, you put, and then from the bottom, you just up and then down. So what it actually does is that, because your energy centers comes out like that, right? Okay, so what you're doing is that you are actually moving the high energy oil through the energy funnels of your body and then cleaning it. You will find that you will sleep a lot better. Yeah. So any more questions? No, not from the leg. Actually, the first chakra is actually here, right? Of the base. And then, so what you do is you do from here. So you do from here up and then down. Not from the legs, just below your sacral, this way. Like that, up. Well, as long as, you know, as low as your hand can reach, you know, you cup it like that, and then you just clean it. So do it often. Do it often. Possible, do it every day at the end of the day before you sleep. So you do those things, but cutting the cords is very, very important. Some people who are really, really sensitive, what happens is that when they cut the cords, they can actually feel the energy going boom like that. Oh yeah, you don't need to touch the body because you are working on your aura, your energy body. You see? So white angelica, yeah, white angelica is actually very, very good before you go out. Before you leave the house is very good, because white angelica actually helps you not to bring in all the, you know, like, you know, negative people. Sometimes, you know, they say things that affects you. So when you wear white angelica, it becomes like a bubble. It bounces off you and you go like, what's wrong with that person? He's mad or what? You know, you don't actually feel, you will not react to what they say. Yeah. Okay. What oils to cut? Any of the high frequency oil. You can use Northern Lights. You can use Idaho Blue Spruce. You can use what was that oil? Three Wise Men. Any of the high oils, you can use it to cut. If you don't have an oil, you can still cut. Just say, you know, I'm disconnecting unauthorized cords and I'm returning it to the owners. So you return it to the owners. You cut and you return it to the owners, because you don't want to be. Sacred Mountain is a very good oil for grounding. Very good oil for grounding. Apply on the basic chakra, especially for people who are not grounded, people who are grieving, people who are flighty, people who are like, you know, they don't have they feel that they don't want to live anymore, you know, sort of suicidal people, right? Because people who are suicidal, or people who don't have this will to live, normally their first chakra, which is their basic chakra, which is the center of survival, is affected. It is either not moving, it's not moving, or it is very, very small due to experiences. So when it's very small and it's not moving, they then sort of start to feel that, oh, you know, I don't want to live anymore. So Sacred Mountain is a very, very good oil. Grounding oil is also very good, but actually any of the big 3 oils is good. You know, frankincense, but frankincense a bit mahal lah, you know, even cedarwood is good, nice and cheap. Yeah, because it comes from a big tree, you see, so it's very, very grounding. So yeah, so basically the main issue here is keep your aura clean, right? So that you don't have all these elementals living in it, so that it becomes your protective bubble, right? You know, protective bubble, so that everything that comes at you, all the low frequency disease energy bounces off you, it doesn't go in. But having said that, if your belief system allows it, you know, it can still happen. So of course we have to work on our emotional body as well. But basically, if you're talking about in general, then have a really strong aura. Yeah. So any more questions?
Thank you for the lovely sharing, Sika and Carlton. Happy birthday, Carlton. Looking good there.
Thank you so much.
He turned 20. He's an adult now. Yeah. Okay, thank you everybody. Bye.
Bye.